Coach Antoine Riggins will take the trot out to the mound. So it takes the long walk to have a conversation with Leonardo Bravo, as Bravo looks to dial back in, find the strike zone again, and get that third out of the first inning. Conversation on the mound is a short one, as now Coach Riggins makes the walk back to the dugout. Bravo still on the bump, working from behind against Espaillat as he tries to find that third out of the inning. Opened the inning with 2 straight strikeouts. Now is laboring to find the zone, as it was a 4-pitch walk that put on Wilbert Espinal. Now count is 1-1 to Alex Espaillat, the second baseman for the Hornets. Next pitch finds the zone, and the count is now 1-2. Next pitch misses low, as that one skipped through the turf. Mason High School behind the plate blocked it up. Keeps the runner in Wilbert Espinal over at first. Espinal this season a 4 for 4 stolen bases and attempts, as now the count is 3-1. Next pitch is fouled away, so the count is full. Espaillat gonna have to protect the plate against an arm that can really strike out hitters. Has 51 on the season now, came into the game with 49. Started off his senior day with back-to-back. Now is in search of one more strikeout to have 3 in the first. Runner takes off, check swing, comes across, did go around, says the first baseline umpire, and that is out number 3. 1 run scores for the Hornets in the top half of the first. Leonardo Bravo sits down 3 on strikes. Panthers bats up next.
At Prairie View A&M University, excellence isn't just a word, it's a way of life. For 147 years, we've been empowering generations of students to carry our rich legacy of distinction with them as they blaze trails and make a difference in communities across the world. Our high-caliber faculty and rigorous academic programs prepare scholars to challenge the status quo and push the boundaries of knowledge. Pioneers emerge here, and changemakers are bred here. Excellence lives here.
Saeed Pena finds the hill today to start the game, as here in Game 3, one of the better arms on the Alabama State Hornets pitching staff steps to the mound. Has a 4.66 earned run average on the season, 1.46 walks and hits per inning pitched, allowed a 3-3 record, and takes the mound as a starter for the 15th time this year. Has pitched 63 2/3 so far this season, giving up 67 hits, has 57 strikeouts, so just a touch under 1 per inning pitched. Pena comes in and works against a senior-heavy lineup for the Panthers, as Prairie View A&M's 9 hitters coming up to the plate. Starts with Amar Donato. We have one of those seniors, Jaden Williams, Landon Williams hitting 3rd. Braden Johnson, the 2nd senior in the 9, hitting 4th. 5th is Mac Bowie, another senior, sits at 6th, as it's Marshall Jonas. Michael Burrows hitting in 7, and 8 and 9, both seniors, Mason High School behind the plate. Lee Allen, the 2nd baseman. Pena brings in the first ball of the game as it comes across, gets a foul ball, and the count opens at 0-1 to Amar Donato. Donato in yesterday's game was 1 for 3 as he had one of 2 hits for the Panthers in the first at bat of this game. Had himself a double to start it off. Could not find another base knock from that point on. Donato this season leads the team with a .379 average, has played in 50 games this season. 174 at bats as now he fouls away another pitch. So Pena trying to work for the first out. Donato doing a good job of going low, keeping the count where it is, and the 0-2 remains. Pena shakes off the next pitch. Gets one he likes, confirms it, works through the windup. Kicks, delivers, that one stays low, skips through the turf. DeMarcus Smiley blocks it up, and the count is now 1 ball, 2 strikes. One run so far today was Cameron Douglas's home run. Home half of the first, Panthers trying to respond early. Pena works, Donato fouls another one away, and the count stands at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes through the windup. Donato watches it come through low, and it misses the zone south again, so the count is tied up. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Donato. His average on the season is good enough for the top 10 as he plays one now out into left field. This ball carries well, and it is a no-doubter. Donato ties up the ball game. 1 swing, 1 run for the Panthers. Amar Donato starts off the game right. His 8th home run of the season comes in the bottom of the first frame. Final game of the year for the Prairie View A&M Panthers. Absolutely crushed off the bat of Donato, as that is home run number 5 that Isaid Pena has allowed this season. Before we continue play, we have a meeting between the umpires as they have a quick conversation. Now look towards the dugout of the Panthers following a quick conversation. They decide to have a conversation again now with Antoine Riggins, as likely about the bat flip following the home run from Donato. Jaden Williams at the plate now, fouls one away. Donato had the home run, tied up the ball game with a single swing. Matched Cameron Douglas swing for swing, as now he brings up his senior teammate Jaden Williams. Pena trying to find his footing early as this breaking ball misses outside. So gave up the home run. Now the count stands at 2-2 to Jaden Williams, center fielder for the Panthers. Watch the home run go over his head in the first. Now rips one down the third baseline. Williams works his way around first, heads towards second as Kelvin Augusto picks it up on the line. And it's a stand-up double for Jaden Williams as he follows up the home run from Amar Donato with a hit of his own.
Third baseman, number 23, Landon Williams.
Panthers coming out swinging early, had the home run, now a double, and that brings up the RBI leader for the team with a runner in scoring position. Williams did not play in yesterday's game. Now he shows bunt, pulls it away, and that one comes across the heart of the plate for a strike. In game one, Williams was 0 for 3, but on the season still has a .360 average, 11 home runs, and a team-high 48 RBIs. Williams now offers up a swing, fouls it away, and the count is 0-2. So Pena jumps out in front for the first time today. Williams is 8th in the conference in slugging, 2nd in sacrifice flies, 1st on the team in RBIs, and a run scored with 42, as now it's tied between him and Donato following the solo shot. Williams sends a chopper towards his own dugout, and the count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Pena's last time on the mound was 6 days ago against Alcorn. Pitched 3 innings, gave up 2 runs, 1 hit and 3 walks. Oh-2 the count. Pena from the stretch leaves it outside, and the count is now 1-2. This season, his longest stint of time on the mound so far was an early appearance, as on March 5th, pitched 6 2/3 against Mercer, where he gave up 6 hits, 1 run. 1 run was earned. 1-2 count. Kick delivery stays low, and the count is tied up. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Congratulations,
2-2 count. No outs still in the inning. Pena checks the runner, fires home. That one comes across just outside towards the left-handed batter's box, as Pena missed glove side for ball number 3, and the count is full. Payoff pitch on the way. Full count. Checks the runner, kicks it home. Fly ball out into right now as Cameron Douglas works forward, makes the catch. And that is the first out of the inning as Landon Williams just got underneath that one. F9 for the first out as that brings up another one of those seniors, this time going to be Braden Johnson. Johnson this year has had himself quite the season, a .327 average, 55 hits on the season, 36 RBIs, now has a runner in scoring position still, as it's Jaden Williams following his double. Johnson yesterday was 0 for 3. Game 1 was 2 for 4, 2 runs and an RBI. Count opens here in Game 3 to the right fielder at 1-0, as another miss came across glove side from Pena. Kick and delivery. Johnson now offers up a ground ball down the third baseline. Parmentier checks the runner, sends it to first, and gets it there in time for the second out of the inning as Jaden Williams takes advantage of the throw across, works his way to third, and is now 90 feet away from breaking the tie. 5-3 on the ground ball. And that one brings up Mac Bowie with the runner on third. Bowie comes into the game looking to break the tie as he has a 207 average on the season, 19 RBIs this year. Bowie 1 for 3 in yesterday's game, 1 of 2 hits during the contest for the Panthers as he takes the first pitch on the outside edge, and the count is now 0-1 to the Panther first baseman. Panther designated hitter today, Marshall Jonas, playing first. Next pitch misses wide, and the count is now 1-1. Pena pitching from the windup again as pitched from the stretch with the runner on second. Now that Williams stands on third, goes back to the windup, and it pays off as the count is now 1-2 to Bowie. One and two works to tie the count as that one stays low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pena brings the 2-2. Ground ball sent down the first baseline, hooks foul, and the at-bat will continue with 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs across the board here in the bottom of the first. Tied game 1-1. So Bowie gets another chance after fouling that one weakly towards Juan Cruz. Cruz was not able to field it up in fair play. So Bowie sees at least one more. Pena works through the windup, brings the pitch, and the 2-2 turns to 3-2, another one high and outside. So a payoff pitch now. Set and working, Pena delivers low and away, ball number 4. Bowie watches it across the outside and earns himself a free trip to first with good eyes at the plate, as that will now bring up another senior, this time Marshall Jonas, the first baseman, comes up.
First baseman, number 26.
Jonas, a 3.04 average. He's worked it up as of late, has 18 RBIs. Now comes up to the plate looking to break the tie as Mac Bowie did the same, was not able to break that tie. Now it's Jonas taking his place. First pitch, Jonas swings, sends it on the ground. It hops over to McIntosh, who goes the short way to second, gets the out to close out the inning. We're headed to the top of the second inning with the score tied 1-1. Douglas and Donato both have the solo shots. Bravo still on the hill for the Panthers following 1 inning of play. This game's all tied up. Douglas hitting in the 3-hole for Alabama State started the game with his home run. Amar Donato, the leadoff man for the Panthers, responded with one of his own. Now we're here in the second inning, 1-1 the score as Kyler McIntosh, the shortstop, makes the walk to the plate. McIntosh 1 for 5 in yesterday's ball game. 0 for 4 in the first, so has had some struggles at the plate as of late. Started off the season earning multiple Hitter of the Week awards, and the SWAC has slowed down since that point. But you could tell yesterday was elated when he finally found the hit column, celebrated on his way to first. Trying to have that one be a slump buster, as now he watches a ball come across outside of the zone, so 3-0 the count now to McIntosh. Bravo kicks and deals. Check swing did go around, says the umpire, and the count is now 3-2. Next pitch swung on and missed as the inning starts out with a strikeout. 4th of the game for Leonardo Bravo already.
Up to the plate. Catch number 6, Marcus Mott.
McIntosh makes his way back to the dugout after being set down on strikes. Brings up the next bat, as now it'll be DeMarcus Smiley, the catcher, coming up. Smiley in game 1 was 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. Did not get the starting nod in the second game. It was Fabian Santana taking his place. Smiley now facing a 1-1. This one comes across inside, gets out of the glove of High School, and the count is 2 balls, 1 strike. Next pitch to Smiley works across inside and outside of the zone. The count is now 3 balls and 1 strike to Smiley. Bravo kicks, deals the 3-1. That one's fouled away and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes now the count to Smiley as he looks to protect the plate. Bravo comes set on the bump. Brings the 3-2. Another payoff pitch fouled away and the count remains. Bravo already up to 4 strikeouts on the day. Has a 3-2 count. Searching for his 5th. Won't get it on this one as it's swung on, sent down the first baseline, fielded up, and Marshall Jonas makes the play for the second out of the inning. Jonas unassisted over at first for the second out, as that will now bring up Luke Parmentier. Parmentier in yesterday's game was 1 for 5 with a run scored. First pitch he sees here in game number 3 misses, and the count is 1 ball, no strikes now to the third baseman for the Hornets. Parmentier this season a .314 average through his 105 at-bats. Another pitch misses the zone, blowing away from Bravo. Count further in favor of the Hornets' third baseman. 2 balls, no strikes. (2-0) shifts to 2-1. Parmentier swings and misses for the first strike of the at-bat. Now the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Donato missed that one low. Parmentier at the plate, trying to be the first runner on in the second inning. Kick and delivery stays high and inside, just out of the zone, and the count allows Parmentier to work his way to first with a walk, as that will bring up the 9-hole hitter, Isaiah Landry, the center fielder, who's still hitting in the same spot he started the series in. Landry was 0 for 4 in game 1, 1 for 2 in game number 2, as he had 2 runs and an RBI to show. Bravo now breaks towards the plate. First pitch comes across the middle, and the count is 0-1. Now 1-1. This one touches through the turf, bounces up. High School blocks it. Runner in Parmentier stays at first. Bravo now checks Parmentier over in the corner. Comes set, looks towards the plate, gets a foul ball off the bat, and the count is now 1-2. Parmentier had his only stolen base of the season earlier in this series. Now he's getting a healthy lead over at first between pitches from Bravo. Bravo with the 1-2. Bat to ball, foul ball, as it works its way left of play. Count will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Hornets center fielder. Landry this season a .331 average hitter, has had nothing to show for it in this series. Again, just 1 hit in 7 tries. Count of 1-2 now. Delivery stays outside of the zone, as High School does his best to keep it up in front. Count is now tied, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two sent on a line, as that one works its way down in front of Michael Burrows. And bat to ball puts a single on the board, as there's 2 runners on now for the Hornets here in the second. Kelvin Augusto now makes the walk to the plate for the second time today. He was set down on strikes his first. A different look than what we've seen from him throughout the series. Both game 1 and 2, he started it off with a home run. Today has not had that same fortune so far, as he has the 1 at bat, 1 strikeout. Bravo looking to beat Augusto for a second time. First pitch here of his second at bat skips towards the turf. High School again, extra work behind the plate, and the count opens 1 ball, no strikes to the left fielder for the Hornets. Bravo now checks the runner at second, deals towards the plate. That one's off the cap of the bat, foul. And Augusto now faces a 2-1 count. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Bravo has Luke Parmentier on second with a walk. Isaiah Landry stands on first after the single. Next pitch comes across, hits off the bat, and stays foul, as now the count is tied. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 runners on. Number 2 at the plate, Kelvin Augusto. His second at bat here in the second inning. Bravo looks towards second, checks Parmentier, fires it home. That one stays above the zone, and the count is now full, as Augusto watched another one stay north. Bravo trying to use the elevated fastball to get a swing and a miss. Instead, got just the eye of Augusto, as the count is 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now he steps off, looks towards second, will reset on the mound with the count still full. Augusto sets up in the box. Bravo checks, deals it home. That one comes across low, and the bases are loaded for the Hornets here in the second. 2 walks and a single to put on the runners. As now that will bring up the dangerous bat of Juan Cruz. Cruz, another player that was K'd his first time up, but that has not been the norm for him this season or series. 61 RBIs on the year, 13 home runs, a .412 average. Bravo gets a ground ball off the bat. Donato fields it, flips to second, and the fielder's choice puts another out on the board as he closes out the inning without allowing any damage. We're headed now into the home half of the second, where the Panthers search for their first lead of the day.
Greetings, Panthers. My name is Roland Austin, and I'm one of the directors at the 1876 Athletic Foundation. The 1876 Athletic Foundation was formed to promote the success of all 343 student athletes. Our overall goal is to fund scholarships for all of our student athletes. We ask that you help us in achieving this goal by donating to the 1876 Athletic Foundation via the QR code below or 1876.foundation. Your generous donation will help us continue to assist the needs of all of our Panther athletes. Thanks, and go Panthers.
Panthers at the bottom third of their lineup to start off the home half of the second frame, as it's Burroughs, High School, and Allen. Burroughs playing left field today. Yesterday's game was 0 for 3. Now finds a hit in game number 3 as he plays that one through the right-hand side, and the ground ball makes its way into right. So a runner on first to start the inning as Burroughs bats that one through the infield.
Catcher, number 5, Mason, High School.
So a single to start the inning brings up one of those seniors. Mason High School now comes up to the plate. The runner on first. High School a 168 average this season. Shows bunt, pulls it away, and that one is called a strike as it touched the low and away corner. High School 0 for 1 yesterday, 1 for 4 with a run and an RBI in game number 1. Count now 0-1. He sends a bunt down the first baseline. Juan Cruz fields it up, tags, and that is there for the first out of the inning, but advancing to second is Michael Burroughs. So the bunt of High School advances the runner for the Panthers forward, as now in scoring position stands Michael Burroughs, as that will bring up another one of those seniors for the team. This time going to be Lee Allen coming up to the plate. Allen on the year a 146 average through 41 at bats, 1 RBI, now has an opportunity to make it 2. Michael Burroughs standing on second. Pena delivers that one across low, and the count is now 1-0. Pena had the one walk in the first, 2 hits allowed. Pena now. This one's played down the right field line, carrying well, but straight into the glove of Douglas, who read it to perfection, as the fly ball allows Burrows to tag up and advance to third. And now he's 90 feet away from scoring and breaking the tie for his team. If you're a fan of the Panthers, this is who you want to be coming up to the plate, as Amar Donato makes the walk. Donato had the solo shot his first time up in the first. Now here in the second inning of play, comes up with a runner on third and 2 outs. Gonna have to show off some timely hitting if he wants to work the run across. Donato, the 1-0, connects, plays it away, and the count is 1-1 following the foul ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike, the count now to the Panthers shortstop. Again, Donato, 1 run and 1 RBI and a single swing in his first time up. Pena now works through the windup with the runner on third. That one finds the strike zone, and the count is now 1 ball, 2 strikes to Donato. Pena trying to close out the inning after giving off a leadoff single. Has gotten the 2 outs to quiet the storm, as now Donato shoots one towards the shortstop. Kyler McIntosh backhands, fields, throws to first, and Juan Cruz keeps his foot on the bag for the 3rd out of the inning. So just like that, inning number 2 is out of the way. This game's still tied, 1 run apiece.
At Prairie View A&M University, excellence isn't just a word, it's a way of life. For 147 years, we've been empowering generations of students to carry our rich legacy of distinction with them as they blaze trails and make a difference in communities across the world. Our high-caliber faculty and rigorous academic programs prepare scholars to challenge the status quo and push the boundaries of knowledge. Pioneers emerge here, and changemakers are bred here. Excellence lives here.
Following 2 innings of play, Leonardo Bravo still toes the rubber for the Panthers here on Senior Day, trying to extend his time on the mound as long as possible. Gave up a home run in the first inning, but outside of that has had a lot of success, as bases were loaded in the second, but largely due to his struggles to find the zone during the inning, only allowing the 2 hits so far, 1 run. Both that came across against Cameron Douglas, as Cameron Douglas now will start off the inning. So Douglas, who has already had himself quite a good day, comes up again. First game of the series, he did the exact same, had 2 hits, 3 runs, 3 RBIs. One of those was a home run off the bat of Douglas, as it was actually 2 different home runs in the first game. His only 2 hits of the series prior to today were home runs. His 3rd hit of the series is the same, so 3 hits throughout 3 games now for Cameron Douglas. All 3 of them as home runs for his team. Second time to the plate today, his count opens at 0-1. Bravo brought it across the middle. Now Bravo brings the 0-1, misses low and away, and the count is tied up 1 ball, 1 strike. One and one, scrapes the outside corner, and the count is 1-2 now. 1-2, Douglas reaches, pokes it. Donato makes the play on a line, and that is out number 1 as Cameron Douglas is retired with ease. Line out to Amar Donato brings up Wilbert Espinal, who drew a walk his first time up. Came up in the first inning, had a 4-pitch at bat. All 4 came across outside of the zone. Did not get to advance anywhere further as Alex Espaillat, next up, was set down on strikes. Now he comes up, has seen 5 pitches today, 5 of them outside of the strike zone. Next pitch also just misses, and now the count is 2-0 to the designated hitter for the Hornets. Two balls, no strikes. Now the count works to 2-1. This time, perfectly placed on the outside half. Bravo gets the call from the umpire. 2-1 on the ground. Allen works towards his right, makes the field. The throw pulls Jonas off of the bag, and Espinal dodges the tag. So a runner is on following the error on the throw. Wilbert Espinal now stands on first base. 1 out on the board, and Alex Espaillat up to the plate for his second time. Espaillat set down on strikes his first time up, now comes up looking for more success. As another pitch misses the zone, the count is 2 balls, no strikes. Espinal finds himself on first for the second time today. Bravo now brings one across the middle and keeps it in the zone, and the count is now 2 balls, 1 strike to Espaillat, the second baseman of the Hornets. Set down on strikes earlier as it was a swinging strikeout to end the first inning. Now has a count of 2-1 in the third. Gets underneath that one, plays it to the right-hand side. Marshall Jonas tries to chase it down, tracks it to the wall and out of play. So the count is now tied up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. First found the zone, second was fouled off the bat. Runner takes off towards second. The throw is on a line, skips out of the glove of Lee Allen, and the stolen base is there for Wilbert Espinal. Count is full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Espaillat looking to put up a fight. Now has a runner in scoring position after Wilbert Espinal earned his 5th stolen base of the day. Next pitch comes across too far outside, and Alex Espaillat watches it come across for a walk.
Next at bat, shortstop number 3, Colin McIntosh.
McIntosh now makes the walk to the plate. Another player that was set down on strikes his first time up. Came up to start off the second inning, but now prior to his second at bat, Coach Antoine Riggins will make the walk out to the mound. Have a discussion with the arm of Leonardo Bravo, who has worked his way through 2 1/3 so far today. So a new count comes up as Kyler McIntosh steps into the box. Runners on first and second. On first is Alex Espaillat. On second, Wilbert Espinal. Now a ground ball hit down and past the glove of Williams, who slides, tries to make the play, but cannot. Stabbed at it, could not make the grab, and that allows the runner to come across, as scoring from second is Wilbert Espinal. Hornets have their second lead of the game, as now it's 2-1 here in the top of the third. Runners on the corners with one out. Kyler McIntosh, his second hit of the series, comes across at a good time. That one played down the third baseline past the glove of Williams, and that will bring up to Marcus Smiley with 2 runners on and just 1 out here in the third. Bravo trying to keep the runner over at first honest as he sends a pickoff attempt towards McIntosh. Bravo kicks, deals, leaves it outside as that one stayed towards his arm side for a ball, and the count is 1-0 now to Smiley. Marcus Smiley had a ground ball down the first baseline for an out his first time up. So he's 0 for 1 so far, 1 for 5 overall. Mason High School now fires in the throw to second, and it's there in time. One hopped on the way, but gets there before the runner does as Kyler McIntosh is caught stealing. 2 outs now for the Panthers as Smiley faces a 2-0 count, has a runner on third, but has to work with 2 outs across. Mason High School a perfect read and an even better throw for that second out. Bravo now breaks towards the plate. That one's hit over the glove of Donato and falls in for a single. Run comes across to score as it's Alex Espaillat walking across from third, and the score is now 3-1. Back-to-back singles continue the inning for the Hornets as DeMarcus Smiley gets the RBI. Parmentier now comes up to the plate, had a walk his first time up. We'll try to see a better pitch this time as comes up in the third with a runner on first, 2 outs. First pitch stays high and inside towards the front shoulder for a ball. Ground ball now pulled down the left field line. Stays out of play and the count is tied up 1 ball, 1 strike to the third baseman for the Hornets. One and one, fouled straight away back. 1-2 now, the count to Parmentier. Bravo started out the game with strikeout after strikeout. Slowed down since, has allowed those 2 runs in this inning on the back-to-back singles from McIntosh and Smiley. Now has control of the count, looking for another K. Will not get it on this one as it's pulled down the third baseline. And Landon Williams flashes the leather, making a great diving catch to end the inning. We're headed to the home half of the third. Panthers trail 3-1. Their bats make an appearance next. Jaden Williams now comes up 1 for 1 today with a double in the first, as he's up for his second time here in the third inning, facing off against Isaid Pena. First pitch from Pena to open the third. Finds the outside corner, and the count is 0-1.
It wasn't a stolen base. The throw was second. It was thrown to the second baseman in his hand. He missed it, and your runner made it to base. He shouldn't have missed that. I'm looking right at the tape. Now I scored very fair, but that was an 84.
Count works inside. Jaden Williams wears it on the back and now works his way to first, following being hit by the pitch. Now that will bring up Landon Williams, who flied out to right field his first time up.
Landon Williams!
His attempt was a stolen base, but it was an E4 because
Williams still in search of his first hit of the series. Played in game 1, was 0 for.
it was right in his glove. He advanced a second on the next play, on the very next play. Why?
First pitch now to Williams comes across outside of the zone, high and inside, and the count is 1-0. Runner on first is Jaden Williams, one of those seniors at the bat. Landon Williams made a great play to close out the inning defensively. Now watches one come across belt high inside, and the count is 2-0. Prior to the next pitch we see from Isaid Pena, we'll take a break in the middle of the at-bat as the coaching staff decides to make a walkout and have a conversation with Pena here in the bottom of the third. Williams works back into the box. A 2-0 count in his favor. Jaden Williams stands at first. Next pitch works across outside, but in the zone, and the count is 2-1. So 2-1 now the count following the pickoff attempt towards first. Pena fires another one over to the corner, trying to keep the runner honest as he checks on Jaden Williams, who dives back safely. Williams this season one of the better runners on the team. 19 stolen bases on 21 attempts. Another pitch misses low. DeMarcus Smiley picks it, tries to frame on the outside edge, does not get the call, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike. One runner already hit by a pitch this inning. Williams ropes it out into left center field. That ball skips through the grass as it works its way down. Falls in play. Runner rounds third. Jaden Williams works his way across home plate. Landon Williams tries to run it out to third and will be able to as the throw works out of the glove of Luke Parmentier. Landon Williams cuts the lead to 1 for Alabama State as he reaches third base safely.
Now we're back.
RBI for Landon Williams.
Brady Johnson.
As now the Hornets lead by just a single run after the RBI triple comes across. A big time at bat from Landon Williams. His first hit of the series, scores one and puts himself on third to bring up Braden Johnson, who's 0 for 1 on the day. Johnson this season the second most RBIs on the team, as he trails behind only Landon Williams, who just got his 49th of the year. Oh, 2 count now to Johnson. He sends that one on the ground. It's fielded by the shortstop, thrown to first, and the game is tied. Landon Williams works his way across home plate to score, as Braden Johnson puts it in play, earns an RBI, as he is thrown out to first. 6-3 puts the second out of the inning on the board. First out, rather, as also brings across the run to score. Now with a tie game, 3-3, that brings up Mac Bowie to the plate for his second time today. Bowie had a walk his first time up. Now swings and misses to open up his second at bat. Pena back to working through the windup with no runners on. Juan Cruz slides to his right. Underhand tosses to first as Pena covers the bag for the second out of the inning.
Next at bat for the Panthers. First baseman.
3-1 for the second out, as that will now bring up another player who's looking for his first hit today, Marshall Jonas. Jonas grounded out up the middle his first time up, as it was a fielder's choice that got him, that ended the inning rather. So a fresh count. Pena works through the windup, first pitch of the at bat, finds the strike zone, and the count is 0-1.
Wait a minute. This is his second year here.
0-1 turns to 0-2. That one's fouled off the bat. Marshall Jonas trying to catch up to the fastball from Isaid Pena, as Pena now takes control, and the count is 0-2. 0-2 on the way, works to 1-2. That one misses glove side, low and away from the right-handed hitter in Marshall Jonas. One-two pitch. Jonas pokes it to the right-hand side. Juan Cruz watches it, makes his way towards his own bullpen, as that one works over the wall and out of play for a foul ball. Count remains 1-2.
Showing up though. Stop wishing that on me. Stop wishing that on me. This is what I saw. As soon as you came
So a count of 1-2, 2 outs.
come to daddy. I saw you and then I saw you pull out the pacifier.
No runners on. One and two count. Jonas watches it, check swings, does not go, and the count is now 2-2. So what could have ended the inning instead comes across as a ball, and the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I didn't want the baby anyway.
2-2 count. 2 outs. 2 runs already come across to score here for the Panthers. Pena works, delivers, outside edge, missing. does not get the call. DeMarcus Smiley framed it up. Umpire does not buy the picture. And the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pena now works through the windup. Brings the 3-2. Check swing. Did not go, and it misses the zone. Ball number 4 puts Marshall Jonas on for the first time today. As Jonas walks to first base, that will bring up Michael Burrows, who had himself a single, eventually worked his way all the way to third in the second, as he was the leadoff man in that inning, could potentially be the last man up in the third. Prior to facing the bat of Burrows for a second time, the day will come to an end for the starting arm. Isaid Pena pitched his way through 2 2/3 and now will make the walk back to the dugout here in Prairie View. New arm comes onto the mound for the Hornets up next. Michael Burrows will be the first bat up to face off against the new arm into the game, as Will Smith makes his 17th appearance of the season, coming into the game in place of the starting arm. Isaid Pena makes way for Will Smith. Smith so far this season 30 2/3 pitched, 4.70 ERA with a whip of 1.43 and a 2-1 record. Needs 1 out to get out of the inning as he delivers that one. Keeps it outside, and the count is 1-0 to the Panthers left fielder. One and 0 count now. Comes across, scrapes the bottom of the zone as Will Smith puts it through the middle. And now the count is 1-1.
So what was that?
1-1 count. Smith sends it in, gets a foul ball off the bat, and the count is now 1 ball, 2 strikes from Burrows.
So you not claiming
1-2 the count. Burrows looking to protect the plate. Next pitch breaks away out of the zone, and a quick stolen base comes across for Marshall Jonas, who makes a good read and works his way into second, completely undeterred. Smiley not even offering up a throw on the breaking ball. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Runner on second. Deuces wild here in the third. Panthers searching for their first lead of the day. This one skips through. Jonas now takes off towards third. The throw down is there in time as the tag gets Marshall Jonas out on the base path to end the inning. Headed now to the top of the fourth. This game is tied 3-3. First third of the game out of the way. Bravo still on the mound through 3. As he faces the bottom of the lineup first, Isaiah Landry, the 9-hole hitter, before turning back to the top for the 3rd time today. Kelvin Augusto still in search of his first hit, and Juan Cruz looking for the same. Landry comes up 1 for 1 with a single in the second. Hornets so far today have 5 hits. Bravo brings it across the middle, and the count opens 0-1. Bravo now sets, delivers, and he brings the second pitch for a strike. 0-2, Landry at the plate. Bravo brings it across, misses low and away. That one touches turf, and the count is now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Ripped down the third baseline. Landon Williams flashes the leather. Comes up cleanly, fires to first, and that's at the out for the first of the frame. Isaiah Landry put out following the throw from the third baseman Williams. And now that will bring up Kelvin Augusto for the 3rd time today. Augusto 0 for 1, had a walk in the second. First pitch, his 3rd time up, comes across low and misses the zone. One ball, no strike. That one scrapes across the outside corner, and the count is now tied up. 1-1. Works foul. Good swing from Augusto. Pulled it down the line, and the pull hitter puts the count at 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes now. Still the count from Bravo to Augusto. Top of the lineup up for the 3rd time today. Bravo comes set on the mound, pitching from the stretch with 1 out and none on. Next pitch stays north of the zone, and the count is tied 2-2. Bravo now brings it across. The 2-2 sent on the ground, foul, and the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out on the board. The 1 out so far, the ground ball off the bat of Isaiah Landry. Bravo had the early lead in the count. Now working with an even count to Augusto. Brings it across. That one stays high, and the count is now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes as Augusto shows off a good eye for the 2nd time today. Drew a walk in the 2nd inning. Here in the 4th is working his way towards another. Struck out and walked so far in his 2 times to the plate. Next pitch sent back up the middle. This one's on the ground. Fielded by Allen. An off-balance throw does not get there in time as Jonas misses it on the glove. Tried to scoop it up, could not, and the runner is on first. So the 6th hit of the game for Alabama State puts Kelvin Augusto on first, and now Juan Cruz will make the walk to the plate. Cruz so far 0 for 2 today. Ground ball up the middle, and a strikeout his 2 times to this point. His 3rd at bat of the day starts with a foul ball, and the count is 0-1. Count now 1-1 as Bravo missed it high. One and one turns to 1-2. A perfectly placed pitch from Leonardo Bravo pushes the count in his favor. Augusto 10 for 15 on stolen bases this season. 1-2 count now, comes across. Cruz crushes it out into left field. That one hooks and will stay in play for a home run as Juan Cruz breaks the tie with a single swing. 5-3 now the score in the top of the 4th. Juan Cruz, his 14th home run of the season, is a no-doubter. Ripped down the line. The pull hitter does it again as he earns 2 more RBIs. 97 hits now on the season, 63 RBIs in the same time period. So with 1 out, 2 runners come across to score. Now that brings up Cameron Douglas as he fouls away the first pitch this time. Douglas 1 for 2 today with a home run and a lineout. And the series has just 3 hits through all of his at-bats, all 3 of them home runs so far. Shift on in the infield as Lee Allen out at second, shades second base. Large gap between Marshall Jonas and the second base, completely open. Count of 1-2, crushed down the line, foul. And the count is now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Douglas was set down on strikes 3 separate times yesterday. Now faces a 1-2 count from Bravo, the leading strikeout pitcher for the Panthers. Bravo leaves it away, and the count is now 2-2. With the 4 strikeouts today, Bravo up to 53 on the season. Now has a full count to Douglas as he had control with 1 and 2. Missed back-to-back pitches, and the count is now full to the Hornets right fielder. Payoff pitch on the way, left outside, and that ball is wide, and the count pushes the ball across for a walk as Cameron Douglas now gets a free trip to first to continue the inning with just 1 out on the board. Wilbert Espinal comes up. He has a walk and reached first safely on an error where he eventually worked across a run.
Number 5, Wilbur Espinal.
So the DH comes up with a runner on first, just 1 out in the inning. First pitch swinging, sends it down the first baseline foul. Count is 0-1 to Espinal. Started off the day with a 4-pitch walk. Came up, sent one on the ground his second time up. Now a pickoff attempt gets out of the glove of Jonas. Runner in Cameron Douglas decides to stay at first after diving back safely. Bravo comes set, brings it home. This one skied out into left center field as Donato makes a run. It's a long run, but a good catch, and that's the 2nd out of the inning.
No, bad.
F6 for out number 2 will bring up Alex Espaillat. Espaillat does not have a hit today, 0 for 1, as he struck out in the first inning before drawing a walk and eventually scoring in the second. First pitch in his 3rd at bat here in the 4th inning comes across, is called a strike. So Bravo brought it through the middle, opens the count in his favor, 0-1. Runner on first, Cameron Douglas. Bravo checks, comes set, fires home, and that one stays high. Douglas, another player for the Hornets, not too much of a threat to steal, 4 for 4 on the season. Count of 1-1 goes to 2-1, another pitch elevated well above the zone from Leonardo Bravo. There is action in the bullpen for the Panthers as the count works to 3 balls and 1 strike. Count. Bravo comes set, fires it home, and that one's fouled away towards the bullpen. Three and 2 the count. Another pitch fouled away as inning continues after a foul ball from Alex Espaillat. Espaillat protecting the plate here in the 4th. Again, struck out his first time up to end the first inning. Does not want to do the same here in the 4th. Bravo trying to put him away, cannot with that pitch as it's a good protection swing from Espaillat, reaching down low. Golf swing keeps the inning underway. Bravo sets for the payoff pitch, brings it across. This one's hit down the line, fielded up, off a hop, fielded cleanly and fired to first as the throw from Williams to Jonas across the diamond is there in time for the 3rd out of the inning. Panthers bats up next.
Hi, I'm Ollie Reed with the 100 Black Men Metropolitan Houston chapter.
And I'm Donnell Cooper with the African American Male Wellness Agency.
We're asking all men to get tested for prostate cancer by the age of 40.
Did you know that 1 in 6 black men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime?
But with early detection, 99% of those men can be cured.
Early detection saves lives. For free prostate cancer screening sites in September, go to dcfblue.org.
You're right. I bet you can't nobody get that girl. Chris, I can get her. You ain't getting that girl, Mike. I guarantee you can't get that girl. Watch me get that girl. I bet you never, land. You can't. I can get her. All right, jump on it. Jump! Watch.
Bottom of the fourth, Burrows starts off an inning for the second time today, as he had a single in the second inning. When he was the first bat up, worked his way all the way to third, was not able to score, as now he'll take his first swings at the plate against the arm of Will Smith. First pitch is skied into right field as the second baseman works back, and the shallow right field pop-up is caught by Alex Espaillat for the first out of the fourth inning. So one out quickly, as that will bring up Mason High School. High School, his first time up today, sent a bunt down the first baseline, advanced Burrows into scoring position at second. Now comes up, and we'll see what he can do with one out against Will Smith. Smith set on the mound, fires in a strike. Count 0-1 to the Panthers catcher. Next pitch works glove side well wide, and the count is 1-1. Smith now comes set, delivers the 1-1 to get a 1-2. As High School could not find the contact he was looking for. One ball, two strikes. Smith set on the mound. The 1-2 delivery. High School offers up a swing, fouls it down the right field line, out of play, and the count will remain at 1-2. Mason High School on the season, a 168 hitter. Has one hit in the series already, is 0 for 1 today. Next pitch swung on and missed as Will Smith puts him away for the second out of the inning with strikes. Swinging strikeout puts the second out on the board as the bottom of the order comes up. Lee Allen now. Allen comes up after he flied out to the right fielder his first time up. Comes up here in the fourth, looking to begin a two-out rally for a team that has had plenty of them this season. Smith kicks and delivers. The breaking ball finds the zone, and the count is 0-1. 1 now, 0-2. Swing and a miss from the bat of Lee Allen. As now he has to protect the plate. First strikeout of the game came across in the last at bat of high school. Allen trying not to let it be back-to-back. Smith, the 0-2, sent back up the middle as this one's rocketed through the infield to the outfield for a single with 2 outs.
Next at bat for the Panthers.
Lee Allen trying to spark up a 2-out rally. As now there's 2 outs on the board, but a runner on for the Panthers. They trail by 2 here in the 4th. As the lineup card goes back to the top, Amar Donato comes up for the 3rd time today, 1 for 2. The first had a solo shot. In the 2nd, grounded out to Kyler McIntosh. So he was able to tie up the game previously, once in this game already. Comes up with an opportunity to now. As the hit streak has climbed up to 20 now for Amar Donato after the home run came off his bat earlier in this ball game. Pickoff attempt to first now is not there in time as Lee Allen gets underneath the tag. So Donato at the plate. The home run earlier today that tied up the ball game in the home half of the 1st pushed his hit streak up to 20. Best on the team as now he swings and misses. The count is 1-1 to the shortstop's bat. Donato has had a phenomenal year this year. Sophomore season for the shortstops has seen him work his average all the way to 379. 176 at bats now on the season, 41 runs scored, 66 hits. 14 of those as doubles, among the best in the entire conference, as he's 9th in the average, 5th in doubles, 8th in hits, and 10th in triples where he has 5. Another pickoff attempt is trying to keep the runner Lee Allen honest at first as he dives back safely. Donato now flies one towards the right-hand side out of play, and the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Runner takes off now. That one's elevated above the zone, sliding into second, but not able to get there before the tag as Lee Allen is caught out on the base path to end the inning. So Will Smith holds the score at 3 for the Panthers. We're now headed to the top of the 5th. Score still in favor of Hornets, 5 runs to 3.
At Prairie View A&M University, excellence isn't just a word, it's a way of life. For 147 years, we've been empowering generations of students to carry our rich legacy of distinction with them as they blaze trails and make a difference in communities across the world. Our high-caliber faculty and rigorous academic programs prepare scholars to challenge the status quo and push the boundaries of knowledge. Pioneers emerge here, and changemakers are bred here. Excellence lives here.
change him. He don't wanna be saved, don't save him. That is not my, don't claim him. By 20 missed counts, he faded. White boy wasted, chin potato. I don't wanna be saved, don't save me. For everybody, don't claim me. Hey, trying to tell me what to do. You ain't my daddy, I'm not your baby. He don't wanna be saved, don't save him. That is not my, don't claim him. By 20 missed counts, he faded. White boy wasted, chin potato.
Leonardo Bravo's season comes to an end. The senior pitched his way through 4 innings, allowed those 5 runs, had 4 strikeouts during his last time on the bump for the Panthers. What a season it has been for Bravo. Record sits at 4-1. Loss would go on his slate today, but the record would still be 4-2, would push him to a 9-3 career record. First pitch here from Bo Beatty is sent on the ground, fielded up and thrown to first, as that one gets there on a line and is there for the first out of the inning. So Isaiah Landry, Kyler McIntosh is put away to start off the inning as the shortstop hit it to short and is thrown out in time. And that will bring up the next bat, DeMarcus Smiley. Smiley going to be the second bat to face Bo Beatty. Beatty here in his 8th appearance on the season. 4.50 ERA, 1.29 whip, which is the best on the team. Pitched in game 1 of this 3-game series. Came in, pitched an inning, gave up 1 hit and 1 run. As now, count is 2-0 to the second bat to face him here in game number 3. Smiley today is 1 for 2 with an RBI. Had an RBI single in the 3rd inning. Grounded out in the 2nd. 3-0 now the count from Beatty. He works through the windup with the 3-0, brings across a strike, and the count is now 3 balls, 1 strike to DeMarcus Smiley.
So if he comes up here, there it is.
3-1 delivery. Now rocketed out into left center field, and that will fall in for a single as DeMarcus Smiley drops it in for a hit here in the 5th.
Now come to the plate. Third baseman, number 10, Luke Parmentier.
So a runner on first with 1 out, and that will bring up Luke Parmentier, who is 0 for 1 today. Lined down the line as it was Williams laying out and making the grab for the out to end the 3rd inning of play. Beatty now brings one through, but low and away, skipping over the turf. High School blocks it, keeps Smiley at first. 1-0 the count now to the Hornets' 3rd baseman. Smiley does not have a stolen base on the season. Beatty comes set, fires for the plate. That one's played down the right field line as hooks away and out of play. The count 1-1 now. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Ground ball hit up the middle. Double play turned as it's a 6-4-3. Donato to Allen to Jonas to close out the 5th inning. Bottom of the 5th up next.
At Prairie View A&M University, excellence isn't just a word, it's a way of life. For 147 years, we've been empowering generations of students to carry our rich legacy of distinction with them as they blaze trails and make a difference in communities across the world. Our high-caliber faculty and rigorous academic programs prepare scholars to challenge the status quo and push the boundaries of knowledge. Pioneers emerge here, and changemakers are bred here. Excellence lives here.
He's already had it. Hello.
Donato looking for another hit on the day. Team trails by 2 here in the bottom of the 5th. Donato comes up 1 for 2. Came up in the 4th. Lee Allen was caught stealing on the base path, so Donato gets to continue the at-bat here in the 5th. Smith opens the count at 2-0 as both pitches miss low and away. DeMarcus Smiley picking that up out of the turf.
Oh, that was like that would be an Allen question. Yeah, to get somebody in to do those. Yeah, he would have to let
2
that
balls, no
person-
strikes. Donato shows bunt, pulls it away. That one touches the outside corner of the plate, and the count is now 2 balls and 1 strike to the Panthers shortstop.
Yeah, somebody is trying to take pictures of our student.
Again, Donato this season closes it out on a 20-game hit streak. Batting average just a touch under 380. Among the very best in the entire conference, as now he has a 2-2 count from Will Smith.
Oh, they're gonna take it here, like in the stadium. Oh, tonight. Okay.
Smith has 1 strikeout on the day, is in search of his second, and he gets it with a swinging strikeout of Donato to open the bottom of the 5th, as that will bring up Jaden Williams, a player that is 1 for 1-run score. Had a double in the 1st, worked his way to 3rd, did not score in that inning. Came up again in the 3rd as the leadoff man was hit by a pitch and eventually worked his way all the way around the base path to score. First pitch to Williams here in the 5th frame. Touches the edge low and away, and it's called a strike from the umpire. So an 0-1 opens the inning.
Are you taking pictures?
Smith comes set, pitching from the stretch. Next pitch does not find the zone. A similar one this time tucks away, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Smith delivers another one this time. Does not get the call from the umpire, and the count is 2-1. Smiley tried to frame it, does not get the call as it stayed low outside of the zone. The 2-1 count now becomes 3-1 as Williams watches it across the outside half, tucking away. Will Smith delivering that breaking ball, trying to find the bottom 3rd. Started it inside the strike zone, cuts it away, and the count is 3-1 now to the Panther center fielder. Williams, 95 hits on his career, 55 on the season, 3-1 count. Three-one on the way, walks him. Jaden Williams on the base path with a free trip for the second time today. Was hit by a pitch in the third, now comes up and draws a walk in the fifth. So the game-tying run comes to the plate for the Panthers here in the fifth inning with Landon Williams coming back up.
Landon Williams.
Third inning got underway with that hit by pitch of Jaden Williams. Landon Williams then scored him on a triple, found the gap. And now he comes up with an RBI, a run scored, and a triple on the day. Pickoff attempt now sent back towards first. Jaden Williams dives back with ease, reaching safely. Again on the season, 19 stolen bases, 21 attempts. Now he gets a good lead over at first. Smith breaks for the plate. Landon Williams foul tips that one straight back into the glove of DeMarcus Smiley, and the count is 0-1. Williams now golf swings one out into center field. A single swing, one hops over the wall as it's a ground rule double off the bat of Landon Williams. A triple earlier in the game, now has a double in the fifth as there's two in scoring position for the Panthers.
Right fielder, number 17, Braden Johnson.
Jaden Williams stands on third. Landon Williams stands on second as he had the ground rule double that now brings up Braden Johnson. Johnson, the .327 average hitter on the season. Today is 0 for 2, but does have an RBI. Now comes up with another opportunity to bring across more runs for the Panthers here in the fifth inning. Two in scoring position. Smith trying to hold on to the two-run cushion. Johnson jams one back towards the shortstop as it's thrown home to keep the runner where he is, as Jaden Williams does a good job on the base path watching, and the bases are loaded now for the Panthers.
Matt Bowie.
So Braden Johnson works his way to first base safely, as now that brings up Mac Bowie to the plate. Bowie with the bases loaded. One out here in the fifth. Panthers trail by 2, 5-3 the score, as we've passed the scheduled halfway point of the game. First pitch to Bowie, works across for a strike as Smith sent it in. Bowie, the DH today, drew a walk his first time up in the first inning, grounded out in the third. Faces an 0-1 count that works to 1-1, as this one will not find the strike zone from the arm of Smith. Bowie was 1 for 3 in yesterday's game. Did not have an RBI, so is in search of his first of the series. Bowie now bats one into left field. Down the line and caught as runners decide to stay where they're at, and that is out number 2 in the inning. F6, as it was Kyler McIntosh making the run towards the third baseline, making the catch, and that will bring up Marshall Jonas, who is 0 for 1 today. Jonas grounded out his first time up in the first inning to end the inning. Drew a walk his second time to the dish, was eventually caught out on the base path. Now comes up with the bases loaded. 18 RBIs on the season. Opportunity to work his way to 20 if he can find a gap in the outfield. Panther on each base. The 0-0 comes across. Jonas fouls it away to the right-hand side into the bullpen of the Hornets as the count will open at 0-1. Jaden Williams stands on third, Landon Williams on second, Braden Johnson on first. Panthers are ready to run here in the fifth. Will Smith comes set. Deep breath, delivery. Low and out of the zone. The count is now tied. 1 ball, 1 strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, a Panther occupying each of the 3 bases. Next pitch scrapes across the outside edge as it touches for a strike, and the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Marshall Jonas, the first baseman. Jonas trying to keep the inning alive. Will Smith trying to get another put away. Smith pitching from the stretch. 1-2, sends it across. That one off the cap of the bat, foul, and the count will remain. So 1-2, still the count to Jonas. Steps out of the box, looks down the line, sets up again in the right-handed batter's box. Will Smith comes set on the mound, checks the runner at third. Williams and Williams on second and third. Runner on first, this one sent up the middle, rocketed through the infield. 1 run comes around to score. Jaden Williams scores first, Landon Williams second, and this game is tied in the home half of the 5th. 2 RBI single off the bat of Marshall Jonas ties it up for the Panthers as he advances Braden Johnson into scoring position and now brings up the bat of Michael Burrows. Two outs still on the board as the Panthers are able to tie up the ball game here with a 2-out rally. Jaden Williams scored from third, Landon Williams scored from second, and the count is now 1-0 to Michael Burrows, who is 1 for 2 today. One 1-0. Baseball now skips out of the direction as DeMarcus Smiley can't block it and both runners advance. Both now in scoring position as Braden Johnson is 1 stop away from scoring the game tie-breaking run. So 2-0 count remains to Michael Burrows as his at-bat will continue after a trip out to the mound from the coaching staff of Alabama State. Coach Vasquez making the walk and making a decision for his team. 2 in scoring position, a 2-0 count. Michael Burrows at the plate. Burrows at bat will continue. 2-0 count, 2 in scoring position. Johnson on third, Jonas at second. As now it's an intentional walk to put him on first base. So the intentional walk loads the bases as Hornets opt to put on a runner on each, bring up the force out at each,
Catcher number 5.
and decide to bring up Mason High School. So with runners on second and third already, they decide to make their job just a touch easier, but they give Mason High School the opportunity to work across more runs. High School on the season, just 12 RBIs, is 0 for 2 today. Bunted his first time up down the first baseline to advance the runner. Struck out in the fourth, his second time to the dish. Here in his third now has a 1-0 count from Smith. Smith sends another one over the middle. It's hit off the bat and hooking foul. Runners giving chase to it. Cameron Douglas, Juan Cruz both trying to get there and cannot, as the count is 1-1. And bat will resume. Bases loaded, 1-1 count. High School at the plate. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Game's tied following the multiple RBIs off the bat of Jonas.
Coach. Hey. Okay,
So 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Smith set on the mound. Fires home, leaves it inside. And the arm side pitch pushes the count to 2-1.
she did. She did. I just had a chance to send it to you. I played baseball every day. Okay, all right.
High School now facing a 2-1 count from the arm of Will Smith. High School hangs this one out into center field. Landry works towards his left and makes the catch as the inning ends with a tie game again. Headed to the top of the 6th. Panthers scored 2 on the single from Marshall Jonas as Jaden Williams and Landon Williams came across to score to tie up the ball game. Five innings of play out of the way. This game's tied 5-5 in Game 3. Final game here from Tankersley Field this season as the first pitch to open the 6th inning finds the strike zone. 0-1 now, sent down the ground as this one's tucked down the line. Landry works around first and stops as he will stand with a single to start off the 6th inning. So a lead-off single puts a runner on as the Panthers were able to tie up the game in the bottom of the 5th. Now the Hornets looking to retake the lead. Had the lead early in the game. It's tied up in the bottom half. They were able to work for a lead again in the 3rd inning. Now this game's tied back up following 5 at 5s. Pickoff attempt to first is not there in time. Bo Beatty on the mound, continuing to work now. Bravo pitched the first 4, Beatty pitched the 5th, and is now back towing the rubber in the 6th. Fresh count to the next bat. Augusto swings, sends it right center field. That one will skip towards the wall. Through the warning track as Landry works his way around third base, throws on the brakes, and runners are in scoring position for the Hornets here in the 6th. Back-to-back hits to start the inning as Isaiah Landry stands on third. Kelvin Augusto on second, and Juan Cruz walks up to the plate. Cruz gave his team the lead in the 4th with a 2-run shot, and prior to his 3rd time up at the plate, conversation will be had between Mason High School and Bo Beatty as Beatty tries to slow down the offense that has already gotten 2 hits off of him in the 6th inning alone. Beatty back on the bump. Next pitch. Under the bat. This one's popped out into right field. Braden Johnson works towards the line, sets up. Landry looking to tag. The throw is on a line, not there in time as Isaiah Landry scores on the sacrifice fly. Good throw from Braden Johnson. Made the play at the plate a close one. But Alabama State able to break the tie as another RBI comes through for Juan Cruz, his 3rd of the day.
Cameron Douglas.
Also advancing on that fly ball was Kelvin Augusto, who now stands on 3rd. So Cameron Douglas at the dish has a runner in scoring position at 3rd base. Has 1 hit on the day. That was the home run that came in the 1st. Has not had a hit since that point now in the 6th. Next pitch comes across inside the strike zone, and the count is tied up. 1 ball, 1 strike now to the bat of Douglas, the right fielder. One and 1 count from Beatty. Stays low, and the count is 2 balls, 1 strike. Douglas on the series up to 3 hits, all 3 home runs. Was 0 for 4 in yesterday's game, has already gotten a hit today as now he has a count of 2-2 after a swing and a miss comes across. Beatty looking for the punch out. Douglas trying to work the runner across from 3rd and give his team a 2-run lead. Kick and delivery with the 2-2 into the left-handed batter's box, well wide of the strike zone, and the count is full. So a full count now facing the bat of Cameron Douglas. Beatty on the mound, comes set, checks the runner at 3rd. Righty now looks towards the plate, kicks and deals. Breaking ball breaks away, started in the zone, fell out of it, and now there's runners on the corners for the Hornets with just one out in the 6th.
How about this lady hit number 5.
I just left the place
What would
for
it be?
Peru. I need to add something.
Wilbert Espinal now comes up to the plate. Espinal still in search of his first hit in this Friday game. Would be a timely one if he could get it now against Bo Beatty. Runners on first and third. One out. Count opens 1-0. Beatty again trying to use the breaking ball as a setup pitch, but the off speed started in the zone, fell out of it, and the count is 1 ball, no strikes. Espinal now sends a ground ball, could be 2. It's flipped towards second. The throw to first is there in time, so the inning closes out with a double play of 4-6-3. Closes out the inning. Lee Allen fields it up, tosses to Donato, and the throw to first is there in time. Headed now to the bottom of the 6th. The Panthers trail by 1. Third hurler of the game takes the mound now for the Hornets, as it's Will Larson on the mound. Will Larson, formerly a Lumberjack, played at Stephen F. Austin prior to transferring to Alabama State, as now he comes up here in the 6th with a 1-run lead in his team's favor. On the season has a 4.76 earned run average, a 1.76 walks and hits per inning pitched. 12 appearances, all of them as a late game reliever, such as this situation. Has 11 1/3 innings pitched, has given up 7 hits, 7 runs, 6 of those being earned with 13 walks on the season. He'll start off his day at the bottom of the order as Lee Allen will come up to the plate prior to turning back to the top with Donato and Williams the next two bats. Lefty Larson from the stretch. First pitch stays low and the count is 1-0. Allen today 1 for 2. Flied out to right his first time to the dish. Second time had a single, was eventually caught stealing on the base path. Now has a 1-0 count as he's the first bat to face Larson, who ties it up with a 1-1. One delivery. Misses just outside. A great eye from Lee Allen there. Earns a 2-1 count. Lee Allen now sets up again in the box. Larson, the lefty, comes set. Still pitching from the stretch, no runners on. Next pitch skips through, and the count is now 3 balls and 1 strike to Lee Allen. Allen was part of that double play to close out the top half of the 6th inning. Now comes up to start off the home half as he's looking to get on to begin the bottom half where his team looks to erase the 1-run deficit. 3-1 from Larson. Chopped at, missed, and the count is now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Full count.
Allen facing the 3-2. Plays it down the right field line. That one hooks, hits sharply, but keeps out of play, and the count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Larson has the 3-2. Allen looking to straighten out that last connection he had. Cannot, as he's set down on strikes to open the inning. So Allen now just 1 for 3 on the day, but that will bring up another player in Amar Donato, who has had a bit more success today as he had the home run in the first inning. Started off the day, grounded out in the second, was struck out in the 5th, but has been one of those highlight players for the team today with that home run that tied up the game. Now comes up trailing by 1. Larson fires in the first pitch for a strike. Doing well dialing back into the strike zone. Panthers bats were alive through the first 3 innings. They were scoring run after run. Did not allow a single strikeout during that time. In the 4th, the first came across, 5th 1 more, and 6th already 1 strikeout on the board. So the arms of the Hornets having a bit more success, but the 5th did see 2 more runs work across for the Panthers, as now they're working their way through the lineup the 4th time back at the top. The count is 0-2. Larson has it built high, set on the mound. Lefty kicks, delivers the 0-2. It's fouled away, and the count will stay at 0-2 to Donato. So no balls, 2 strikes. Donato at the dish looking for his first hit since the 6th inning. Skies above the zone, elevation and away, and the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. So a 1-2 count. Another one comes across well wide of the strike zone, as that one worked through the left-handed batter's box, and the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Isaiah Pena was the starting arm for Alabama State. Will Smith came in second. Will Larson now working in the 6th inning. Has one out in a 2-2 count to the top of the Panther lineup. Donato watches another one come across low, and the count is now full. Back-to-back counts work their way to this point. Larson won the first full count battle as he set Allen down on strikes. Donato going to do all he can to not let the same thing happen back-to-back.
It's up.
Foul ball off the bat of Donato towards the bullpen and into it on the right-hand side. As count remains full at the plate to Amar Donato. Payoff pitch on the way from the lefty. Donato watches it outside of the zone, left-handed batter's box, and Donato is on the base path for the Panthers here in the 6th. Bottom half of the 6th has one out and one runner on. Dangerous runner at that, as Donato this season has scored 41 times, second most on the team, 42 now including today. Has 13 stolen bases, the third most of anyone on the Panthers roster. Jaden Williams now comes up to the plate. Williams already scored 2 runs today as he was hit by a pitch and walked. Now Williams tries to lay a bunt down. Very little contact, plays it behind, and the count is 0-1. One count, one out, now works to 1-1 as that one stays outside. Jaden Williams showing off the eye. Each of his 3 trips to the plate here today on Senior Day have turned into a trip to first, as had a double his first time up, hit by pitch his second, and walked his third. Scored on both number 2 and 3. Williams, one swing, left field and carrying to the warning track, and it's caught there just shy of the wall, as now Donato tags up and heads towards second into scoring position.
Next at bat for the Panthers. Third baseman, number 23. Landon
So Jaden Williams retired for the first time today as he hit one to the warning track. That will now bring up Landon Williams, who has had a hot bat during the day. 2 for 3 with a triple, an RBI, and 2 runs scored. His second time up in the 5th inning had a double. Same hit here in the 6th would tie up the ball game. Larson leaves one over the middle of the plate. Williams tucks it down the right field line and over the wall. Landon Williams, a single swing and 2 runs for the Panthers as they retake the lead here in the home half of the 6th. 7-6 the score. Landon Williams, home run number 12 this season, scores 2 more for his team and gives them the lead here on Senior Day.
Now at bat for the Panthers, right fielder, number 17, Braden Johnson.
Lead back in the hands of the Panthers. Now that brings up Braden Johnson. Johnson comes up to the plate, 0 for 3 so far today. Reached safely in the 5th with a fielder's choice. Now, prior to the next at bat starting, Coach Vasquez comes out and has a quick conversation with the home plate umpire. This is his 9th season at the helm of the Hornets. Also coached the USA Collegiate National Team to a perfect 8-0 record during the 2024 training camp. Now is back having a successful season with Alabama State as the conversation continues. Will Larson on the mound, remains there to at least close out the 6th inning of play. Got 2 outs prior to allowing a run to come across, but then the single swing put 2 on the board, gave the lead to the Panthers. Landon Williams, one of the best bats on the roster, did it again, and now Braden Johnson comes up with 2 outs in the 6th. First pitch to Johnson is airmailed high and away. Larson pushes the count to 1-0. Prior to the next pitch, a 1-0 count will remain as a new arm will come into the game in place of Will Larson. Larson gets 2 outs, allows 2 runs, and is taken off the bump for the Hornets.
about 35 years old, and there was a young woman, she was about 30 years young, and they were walking down the street, and the young man told her, he said, we've been doing this thing for a while now, and it's a list of things that I want to do with the one that I love, and I know way down deep in my heart that you're the one that I love. So when I leave here today, I'm going.
All right, 1-7, let's go!
Larson out of the game after pitching just 2/3 of an inning, and that will bring in Caleb Sanders. Sanders making his 18th appearance of the season, averages 7.68 runs allowed, 2.06 whip as this one's rocketed back up the middle. Burrows, Johnson bats it back through for a single.
Now coming to the plate. Designated hitter number 30, Matt Bowie.
Johnson now on first. Mac Bowie coming up to the plate. Bowie currently 0 for 2, has a ground out and a fly out on the slate so far today. Walked in his first appearance, but has not reached first base safely since. Last appearance for Caleb Sanders, who's on the mound now for the Hornets. Last month on the 29th of April, pitched against UAB where he pitched 4 1/3, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, and had 5 walks on the day to go along with his 4 strikeouts. 0-1 count now. Bowie bats it down the right field line, keeps it foul, and the count is no balls, 2 strikes. Bowie could straighten that one out. It would be the second 2-run shot of the inning for the Panthers. But he does face an 0-2 count with 2 outs here in the 6th. Next pitch misses outside as it's low and away. DeMarcus Smiley tried to frame it up, does not get the call, and it's a 1-2 count. A 1-2 count. Check swing and miss. To drop third strike, Mac Bowie makes the run towards first, but is thrown out, and now heading into the final third of the game. Panthers have the lead, 7 runs. And they lead as the Hornets bats come up next.
At Prairie View A&M University, excellence isn't just a word, it's a way of life. For 147 years, we've been empowering generations of students to carry our rich legacy of distinction with them as they blaze trails and make a difference in communities across the world. Our high-caliber faculty and rigorous academic programs prepare scholars to challenge the status quo and push the boundaries of knowledge. Pioneers emerge here, and changemakers are bred here. Excellence lives here.
Second baseman number 4.
5, 6, and 7 due up to bat against Bo Beatty, as Beatty is in line now for what could be a victory if they can hold on to the lead. 7-6 the score following 6 innings of play, as he faces off against Espaillat, Kyler McIntosh, and DeMarcus Smiley. 7th inning opens with a 1-0 count that turns to 1-1 as that one's fouled away from the bat of Alex Espaillat, the second baseman for the Hornets. Espaillat so far today 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored in the 3rd. A 1-1 count now works to 2-1. This one staying elevated above the strike zone for a ball. Now the count ties. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A swing and a miss. Espaillat .353 average on the season, has not shown it so far today as he faces a 2-2 count. Was set down on strikes earlier in the game in the first. 2-2 count will stand as another foul ball comes off the bat of Espaillat to continue the at-bat. He's been struck out 27 times this season through 159 at-bats. Two. Low and wide. The count now 3-2. Full count to the first hitter of the 7th frame. Beatty now working through his 3rd full inning on the mound as he has the 3-2 count. This one's hit off the hands. Beatty charges forward, watches it land, and lets it work foul as it's a heads-up play from the pitcher. Watching that one work away to continue the at-bat at 3-2. Beatty and High School both hopped up, not able to chase it down, but the count remains full following the foul ball. Beatty now steps off the back of the rubber prior to pitching his next. Count of full. He works through the windup. The 3-2 is on the outside half, but just too far as it does not touch the zone for a ball. Alex Espaillat now makes the jog to first base as the first runner is on here in the 7th for the Hornets. No outs in the inning, 1 runner on, and that brings up Kyler McIntosh, the shortstop for the Hornets. McIntosh today has 1 hit in 3 tries. As now one works away from High School, the runner will advance to second, Espaillat reaching safely. Final third of the ball game underway. 7, 8, and 9 innings. Through 6th, Panthers have that lead 7-6. Runner on second, Alex Espaillat represents the game-tying run. A 1-0 count now faces the next bat up in Kyler McIntosh. McIntosh shows bunt, sends it down the 3rd baseline, it stays foul, and the count is tied up 1 ball, 1 strike. One and one, Alex Espaillat gets a healthy lead at second. McIntosh shows bunt, tries to play it down the line, cannot as it's fouled off of himself, and the count is now 1-2. Good delivery from Beatty, meeting the bat with the ball. Got it foul as the breaking ball had enough spin on it to keep out of play, and the count is 1-2. One-two kicks and delivers. Sends a bunt up the middle. Beatty fields and fires. That gets the first out of the inning over at first as the game-tying run Alex Espaillat advances to third, 90 feet closer to working across for the tie. Kyler McIntosh able to execute the bunt call to perfection on his 3rd try. Played it back up the middle. Gets out, but does advance the runners. Now to Marcus Smiley, who is 2 for 3 with an RBI on the day. Will have to wait outside of the box as Coach Happy Macon, the pitching coach for the Panthers, makes the long walk to the bump to talk to Bo Beatty. Bo Beatty comes set with a fresh count, delivers the first pitch outside, and Smiley watches it come across for a ball. Again, Smiley already 2 hits on the day, as he has 2 singles and an RBI to his name. The other time was a ground out down the first baseline. Now has a 1-0 count, his 4th time up to the plate. Connects out into left center field. This one could be trouble as it finds a gap. Smiley works his way towards second. The run works his way across, as Smiley will hold up on second. Has an RBI double here in the top of the 7th to tie the game.
Third baseman, number 10, Luke Palmentier.
Hornets bring across the run, and this game is all tied up. 7 runs each here in the top of the 7th. 1 out and a runner on second for Alabama State. That was the 3rd hit of the day for DeMarcus Smiley, who has 3 hits in a single game for the 2nd time this season. Count now 1-0. Beatty gets another one sent up the middle, off the mound and through. Rounding third and heading home is DeMarcus Smiley, as the runner will hold up at first. Luke Parmentier has a single. RBI single from the bat of Luke Parmentier scores the runner from second, as now the Hornets have another lead in the 7th inning. Parmentier, his first hit of the day, was a timely one. Sent it back up the middle, straight from where it came, is now Isaiah Landry. It's a high pop fly down the left field line towards the bullpen of the Panthers, and foul for an 0-1 count. Oh, 1 now, sent on the ground. Beatty works off the bump towards his left, cannot field it up as it works out of his glove, and there's 2 runners on after the error on the pitcher. Two runners on now for Alabama State, 1 out in the inning. 2 runs have already scored. Kelvin Augusto now at the plate, the top of the lineup, 2 for 3 on the day. In the 4th had a single, worked his way around to score. In the 6th had a double. Now has a count of 1-1. On second is Luke Parmentier. On first is Isaiah Landry. Kelvin Augusto now at the plate for the 5th time today. Beatty sets. Checks the runner at second. Slide steps, delivers home. That one skips through the turf off the plate, and the count is 2-1. Two and 1 count. Another check towards the runner. Delivered home. Inside and not good enough for the umpire's liking, as High School catches it, tries to frame it up, cannot get the call, and the count is now 3-1 with 2 runners on the base path. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Beatty brings the 3-1 and leaves it low and inside for another ball. Bases are loaded for Alabama State.
Now comes to play. First baseman, number 33, Juan Cruz.
Juan Cruz now comes up to the plate with the bases loaded. Had a sacrifice fly his last time up. Had a home run in the 4th, so is up to 3 RBIs on the day with a 1-for-3 slate. Beatty, first pitch delivery. Cruz, center field carrying. Jaden Williams chasing it. It skips off the wall. Hornets taking advantage of it, working their way around. 3rd run coming across towards the plate. The throw is on a line, not there in time. It gets out of the glove of High School, and it's a base-clearing triple from the bat of Juan Cruz. Lead up to 4 now.
Alabama, right fielder, 24.
They had the 1-run lead prior to that at bat. Juan Cruz did what he has done all season long, cleared the bases, got 3 RBIs, as now a new arm will come into the game in place of Bo Beatty after he allows 5 runs in the inning.
New pitch on the mound for the Panthers, number 35, DeMarcus Thompson.
Hey, hold on, dog. Hey, get it right. I'm finna punch in. I'm finna double back. Hey. Hey.
DeMarcus Thompson now comes into the game in place of Bo Beatty. Has 1 out in the inning as first pitch he delivers misses low and away. Last at bat was that triple clearing the bases. As the score sits at 11-7. Thompson now gets a swing and a miss from Douglas. Has a count of 1-1 with 1 out here in the 7th inning. Next delivery from Thompson, high and inside. Chin music comes across to push the count to 2-1. That triple that cleared the bases pushed Juan Cruz up to 6 total RBIs today alone. That ties him at the top of the conference, 67 RBIs on the season now. Two and two count, breaking ball connected with, played out, and foul. So the count stays at 2 balls, 2 strikes to Douglas. Douglas today 1 for 2, his first hit of the day, and only hit today was a home run, as it has been all series long. 3 hits, 3 home runs. Solo shot to give his team their first lead of the game. Now they have another one here in the 7th inning of play. Largest lead we've seen today, as it currently sits at 4, 11-7. 5 runs already come across in the inning. Just 1 out and a runner on third. Full count now. Sent on the ground. Donato works his way back. That one skips over his head as another run comes across to score. Juan Cruz pushes the score to 12 now for the Hornets, as the lead sits at 5 following the RBI single.
Now we're back. Designated hitter for 5.
So 6 runs already in the inning, as Alabama State Hornets have doubled up their output on the day in this inning alone. Now that brings up Wilbert Espinal, the designated hitter. Espinal does not have a hit yet. He is 0 for 3. Did score a run when he reached first base safely on an error. Throw on a ground ball, was not able to get to first. Worked his way across and scored. Thompson now ties up the count at 1-1. Douglas stands on first, gets his lead. Thompson sends one across the middle. It's sent through the right field side and into right field for a single. So the 9th hitter of the inning gets on with a hit for Wilbert Espinal.
Now we're back. Second baseman for 4. Alex Espaillat.
So Alex Espaillat, who started the inning off, comes up for the 2nd time in the 7th. Started the inning with a walk, eventually scored. Now plays one out into right field as it skips through the grass into the glove. Johnson makes the throw, and the bases are loaded again for the Hornets.
I'll come to the plate. Shortstop, number 30.
3 singles in a row load up the bases, as that brings up Kyler McIntosh, who grounded out earlier in the inning for the 2nd time. McIntosh up to the plate for his 2nd time. One of 3 players on his team to not have a hit in this inning alone. Has the bases loaded, an 0-1 count, offers up a swing, and the count is now 0-2. Thompson out in front, looking for the 2nd out of the inning. A good pitch came across. Thompson pitched an inning and a third during game 1 of this series. Gave up 1 hit, 1 run, and 2 walks. Now he gets a strikeout, as that one's weakly swung at, no contact. And Kyler McIntosh is set down on strikes for the 2nd out of the inning. DeMarcus Smiley now comes up to the plate for his 2nd time in the inning. First time up, had an RBI double where he scored Alex Espaillat. Now comes up with the bases loaded, looking to get more RBIs.
So this is the 2nd go round. That's what I thought.
Smiley swings and misses as Thompson opens the count at 0-1. One kick and delivery, skips over the plate. High school blocks it, keeps it in front of him, keeps the runners on the bases, and the count is now 1-1. One delivery from Thompson, played off the bat towards the bullpen and foul, so the count is now 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's looking for back-to-back strikeouts to close out the 7th inning of play, bring his bats back up as they try to erase the deficit. Smiley looking for his second hit of the inning. One-two delivery. Just a touch outside, and the count is now tied up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Hornet on each base. Cameron Douglas on third, Wilbert Espinal on second, Alex Espaillat on first. 2-2 breaking delivery. Chopper hit down the first base line and foul, so the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes following the foul ball. Marshall Jonas watched it work towards the line and out of play. Thompson continues to battle against the bat of Smiley.
How you seen this on his property? Crazy. What?
2-2, 2 outs. This one low and away. Runner takes off towards the plate. High School blocks it, keeps it in play. Throw to third is not there in time as runner diving back safely. Douglas underneath the tag, and now the count is full. Smiley at the plate. Count is juiced. Bases are juiced. Payoff pitch on the way from Thompson. Smiley down the left field line as it hooks away and out of play. The count remains full to the Hornets catcher. Thompson offered up a good pitch on the outside half. Smiley did all he could to make contact. Protection swing played it away. 3-2, still the count. Runners take off. This one's left outside by Thompson, and that walks in a run. So the score up to 13-7 now in favor of the Hornets as the RBI is added to the day of DeMarcus Smiley, his second RBI of the inning with a walk. Parmentier now at the plate for the second time. The inning had his first hit of the game, his first time up in the 7th, and now comes up with an opportunity to do more damage. Had a single and an RBI, also worked around to score. Next breaking ball misses the zone low, and the count is now 2-0 to Parmentier. Runners ready to go from each as now the count works. 3 balls and no strikes the count. Thompson laboring to find the strike zone here in the 7th with a runner on each base for the Hornets. 3-0 pitch. Comes across and misses the zone. So back-to-back walks brings across another run as it is 8 total in the 7th inning alone for the Hornets. So prior to Isaiah Landry coming up for his second time in the inning alone, Coach Riggins makes the walk out to talk to Thompson, looking towards the bullpen for another arm.
Sevi Madrano.
But somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it. Turn his TV off, turn his TV off. 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 Ain't no other king in this rap thing than siblings. Nothing but my children. One shot, they disappearing. I'm in the city with a flag beginning to.
Lately, I just wanna show up and body to. Always been a little mad petition. Lately, this cash is getting here. Got me losing count of these bags. I've been moving too fast. Hard times don't last. Remember when cops are rats talking about my boy, you ain't put a badge. All my life, they be trying to keep me down. All this time, never thought I'd make it out. No. All my life, they be trying to keep me down. I decided I had to finish. With the media, call me a menace. I said with the man politicians, I'm trying to change the image. You can't blame my past no more. I come from the trenches. Some said I'd never be a superstar, but I know I'm different. I'm a voice, but the system ain't give me a choice. Know some people that's still unemployed. I know a fellow who trying to get forward. Child support, should really support. For a visit, I'm going to courts. Was it jail who shitting me up? And you know that I'm famous. See how you gon' joke about stimulus, but they really had came in the clutch. I know some kids wanna hurt themselves. Stop trying to take drugs out.
Bases loaded as DeMarcus Thompson comes out of the game for the Panthers. And taking his place is Sevi Madrano. Madrano at 5.35 earned run average, 1.73 walks and hits per inning pitched, a 1-2 record. This is appearance number 19. Has pitched 37 innings so far this season, allowing 28 hits and 27 runs while stacking up 26 strikeouts. He's pitching now to Isaiah Landry, who worked his way on with an error from the pitcher his first time up, as it was Beatty on the mound at that time. Seventh inning still underway in the top half. Count is 1-1 to Landry. Has one hit today when he had a single earlier in the ball game. Now he hits one down the right field line. It just missing as it stayed foul, hit off the wall. Would have been trouble if it worked across. Landry still at the plate, following the foul ball. The count is now 1-2. Madrano set from the stretch with the bases loaded. 1-2 count. Just misses the zone with the breaking ball, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the inning. Both of those outs, Kyler McIntosh, as he grounded out once, struck out his second time. Madrano now watches another one, leaves another one rather, outside of the zone, and the count is now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Isaiah Landry, the center fielder. Top of the lineup card back up after this. Madrano trying to get out of the inning without allowing them back to the plate. Next delivery, swung on and missed. Madrano closes out the inning with a strikeout. Hornets score plenty. 8 runs total in the inning alone, and now we're headed to the bottom of the 7th, where the Panthers try to battle back.
At Prairie View A&M University, excellence isn't just a word, it's a way of life. For 147 years, we've been empowering generations of students to carry our rich legacy of distinction with them as they blaze trails and make a difference in communities across the world. Our high-caliber faculty and rigorous academic programs prepare scholars to challenge the status quo and push the boundaries of knowledge. Pioneers emerge here, and changemakers are bred here. Excellence lives here.
Write poems in these songs, dedicated to you win. You're in the mood for empathy, there's blood in my pen. Better yet, when your friends in them. I really wanna know you all. I really wanna show you off. God, pour up plenty of champagne. Cold nights when you curse this name. You called up your girlfriends and y'all called in that little bitty range. I heard that she wanna go and party. She wanna go and party. Don't approach her with that Atari. Let it go, game home is sorry. They say conversation, rule a nation. I can tell, but I could never right my wrongs. Lest I write it down for real. P.S. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. And I know just what you want. Poetic justice, put it in a song. Alright. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. And I know just what you want. Poetic justice, put it in a song. Alright.
Now, coming to the plate for the Panthers. First baseman, number 26, Marshall Jonas.
Count 0-1 now to Marshall Jonas as he comes up as the first bat in the bottom half of the seventh. Panthers entered the seventh inning with a 1-run lead. Now they trail by 7 here in the home half. Big top of the seventh inning. Best inning so far for either side as it was the Hornets working across 7 runs against 3 different arms from the Panthers. Caleb Sanders still on the mound, now has a count in his favor with 2 strikes. Sanders now the delivery, misses, and it's a 1-2 count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jonas looking to protect the plate as he tries to get the inning underway with some success. Next pitch misses outside and the count is 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, breaking ball, misses. Count was full, I apologize. So the runner is on as now it's a free trip to first for Marshall Jonas, who will stand on the corner here to start the 7th with Michael Burrows up to the plate next. Burrows currently 1 for 2, had a single, got to third, did not score. Other time he flied out to the second baseman, drew a walk in the 5th. Comes up now in the 7th where his team trails by just as many points. 7-run deficit now for the Panthers. Next pitch left low and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Burrows at the plate, has that 1 hit today. Now a foul ball off his bat. Pushes the count to 1-1. Caleb Sanders came in the game, got the 1 out that Larson struggled to find. Larson pitched 2/3 before Sanders came into the game, as now he gets another out, set down on strikes. Michael Burrows makes the walk back to the dugout, and that will bring up the next bat in the lineup, Mason High School. Swinging strikeout for the first out as High School comes up. High School does not have a hit so far today. Struck out in the 4th, flied out to center in the 5th. First pitch to High School, called a strike over the middle and in the bottom third of the zone. Next pitch left outside and the count is tied, 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out on the board, a runner on first. Now a chopper hit towards the third baseman. Looks to turn 2, sends it to second. The throw to first is not there in time as Mason High School runs it out on the fielder's choice. So High School able to replace Jonas on the base path with himself, as now there's 2 outs on the board and Lee Allen making the walk.
Now at bat for the Panthers. Second baseman, number 7, Lee Allen.
Mason High School finds first base for the first time today safely, as now Lee Allen looks to find his second hit of the game. Had a single in the 4th. Outside of that, he flied out to the right fielder in the 2nd inning and struck out in the 6th. Balk now advances the runner forward. So unimpeded trip 90 feet ahead as High School stands on second base in scoring position. Next pitch stays low as the count is now 1 ball, no strikes. Allen trailing largely. Next pitch. Misses, so a count is 1-1. 1-1 count. Runner on second. Allen out into right center field. This ball falls. An RBI single pushes across the 8th run of the game for the Panthers as Lee Allen earns himself an RBI.
Earlier this week, she pulled out a whole personal hot sauce.
Timely hit off the bat of Lee Allen as now Panthers trail by 6 with the top of the lineup coming back up to the plate. Donato makes the walk for the 5th time today. Oh, 1 count. Now works to 1-1. This one's left outside. DeMarcus Smiley trying to get the call from the umpire. Set up on the outer half. It was left a little outside. Tried to frame it, does not get the call. And it's a 1-1 count.
You ain't seasoning, you ain't sneezing.
1-1 now turns to 1-2 as this one swung on and missed. Lee Allen advances to second as Donato will now have to set up and protect the plate with 2 strikes. So a 1-2 count now to Donato, the shortstop of the Panthers. Runner on second in scoring position as Allen, who had the RBI single, worked his way forward. Donato now goes down low, fouls it away, and the count remains 1-2. Sanders trying to work his way to close out his first inning on the mound. Has a 1-2 count, so 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. Does not on that pitch as it comes across low outside of the zone.
Somebody
2-2. Lefty Sanders checks the runner at second. Sends it home. This one swung on, fouled away, and the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Donato doing just enough to make contact and continue to see another pitch.
You said about time.
He said thank you kindly.
Oh. I was gonna say that was not my fault.
2-2 count. Sanders looking for the K. Checks the runner at second. Comes set, belt high. Kicks, delivers. Donato, another foul ball. And the at-bat will continue the same spot. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Still searching. Caleb Sanders comes set, breaking ball. Does not find the zone, tried to switch up the grip, did not work out in his favor, and now the count is full. That one was high and away. Smiley had to hop up out of his spot, make the catch. Sanders now with a full count working towards Donato. Sun comes out peeking through the clouds. As count will remain full following the foul ball. Next one on the ground, back up the middle. Espiat works towards it, throws to first, and gets the out to close out the 7th inning of play. So a long 7th inning where both teams score. Now heading to the top of the 8th, 6-run cushion for the Hornets, 14-8. One and one count now as we're right in the middle of the lineup. The top, rather, is Kelvin Augusto. Is at the plate for the 8th. 2-1 the count. Augusto back up. Batted twice in the 6th and 7th, rather. Batted in each of those. Now comes up again in the 8th. Plenty of players here for the Hornets. Batted twice in that 7th inning, as now Augusto starts off the 8th. with a 3-1 count from Sevi Medrano. Next pitch, played right field, working towards the line as Johnson gloves that one for the first out of the inning. F9 for the fly out, as that will bring up Juan Cruz.
Now coming to the plate, first baseman number 33, Juan Cruz.
Cruz comes up to the plate with 6 RBIs total on the season now. On the game, rather. Cruz 67 on the season, tied for the SWAC lead. Now Cruz gets a single through the middle. Instead stretches it to 2 as works its way towards the wall. Jaden Williams not able to get to it quickly, so Cruz just a single shy of the cycle here after the double comes across in the 8th inning of play.
Right field number 24, Cameron Douglas.
1 out and a runner in scoring position now for Cameron Douglas, who comes up to the plate with 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. First at bat of the day was a home run with an RBI attached. In the 7th, had a single, worked his way around to score, and got an RBI in the 8-run inning for his team. Now here in the 8th, takes the first pitch for a ball. So a 1-0 count from Medrano to Douglas. Next pitch breaks away and outside of the zone, so a 2-0 count now. The single that Douglas had in the 7th inning of play was the first hit of the series for him this series that was not a home run. Had 3 hits prior to that. Each of them had been a home run. 2 in the first game, 1 today. Now he has a 2-1 count from Medrano, as Medrano got that first out with ease, struggling here to find the second. Gave up the double, now has 2-1 to the big bat of Douglas, the right fielder for the Hornets. Medrano pitching from the stretch, slide steps, leaves it high and inside, as that one was supposed to break through towards the inside half of the zone. It did not have enough cut on it, and now the count is 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out in the inning. Top of the 8th underway. Swing and a miss now on that one, as the count is 3-2 to Cameron Douglas. Payoff pitch, a full count. Kicks, delivers. Douglas rips it into the glove of Donato for the double play, as Donato skies up, makes the grab, sends it to Allen, and that's 2 outs to close out the 8th inning. Bottom half of the same frame. Up next, Panthers trailing by 6.
At Prairie View A&M University, excellence isn't just a word, it's a way of life. For 147 years, we've been empowering generations of students to carry our rich legacy of distinction with them as they blaze trails and make a difference in communities across the world. Our high-caliber faculty and rigorous academic programs prepare scholars to challenge the status quo and push the boundaries of knowledge. Pioneers emerge here, and changemakers are bred here. Excellence lives here.
Every time I step up, I get wrong. Annoying the sounds of the storm when it comes. She understand I can't take her everywhere I'm going. I've been in the field like the children of the corner. I can hear your tears when they drop over the phone. They're mad at yourself cause you can't leave me alone. Gossip, they're messy, it ain't what we doing. Traveling around the world, over the phone, driving me I get my run when I do good. When you drunk, you tell me exactly how you feel. When nothing under that, keep it real. He's the real one, exactly what it is. I'll stay 'cause you know that's why I want to hear. Yeah, I've been traveling around the world. I sit on my balcony and wonder how you feeling. I gotta prepare to take my time away from women. I cannot convince you that I love you for a living. I be on the line, feelings flowing like a river. You be texting back. California right when I dropping that top out of bread, I've been pushing that cool. Now what's that for the Panthers?
Jaden Williams now comes up to the plate for the Panthers. Great defensive play from Donato. Closed out the last half inning rather, as now we're in the home half of the 8th with Williams watching the first pitch for a 1-0 count. Williams started off the day with a double, then was hit by a pitch, walked. Both of those times he scored and then flied out into center field. Now the count is 1-1 as a breaking ball from the lefty works through the middle of the zone to tie up the count. One and one delivery is over the outside half and just a touch too far. And now the count is 2 balls and 1 strike to the Panthers center fielder. Next up to the plate on the day will be Landon Williams, following Jaden Williams. Landon Williams was single shy from the cycle. Before he gets his chance, the count now works to 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jaden Williams, who takes that one across low, and the count is now full. Panthers trail by those 6 runs. Started off the game back and forth. The 7th saw the large lead taken in favor of the Hornets that they hold on to now. Next pitch swung on and missed as Jaden Williams is set down on strikes to start the bottom half of the 8th inning. So again, now Landon Williams walks up to the plate, searching for a single to complete the cycle. Flied out to right his first time up on a line. 3rd inning had a 3-bag triple. 5th had a double. 6th had a home run. First pitch here in his next at bat hangs outside, and the count is 1-0. One and 0 count. Sanders on the mound, delivers another pitch. Landon Williams behind on that one, and now the count is 1-1 following the foul ball. So 1-1 count, 1 out on the board. Sanders working his way through as he was the next arm called upon from the coaching staff. They've had plenty of arms already. Larson struggled last, pitched 2/3 of an inning before coming out of the ball game. Starter was Pena. Count now 2-1, works to 3-1 as the breaking ball hangs itself outside and keeps the count further in favor of Landon Williams. Lefty comes set, the 3-1 over the middle, fouled away, and the count is now full. Back-to-back counts work their way to the full count as Caleb Sanders searches for another strikeout. Sanders comes set, sends it across outside, and that is ball number 4. So Landon Williams will walk his way to first here in the 8th. First runner on for the Panthers in the inning. So with a runner on first and Landon Williams, the third baseman, that will bring up the Panthers right fielder, Braden Johnson, who comes up with 1 hit in 4 tries so far today. Had an RBI in the 3rd on a ground out, had a single in the 6th. Johnson pops that one up and foul as the count is 0-1 now to the right fielder for the Panthers. Oh, and 1 count now becomes 1-1. That one left over the edge of the left-handed batter's box as Sanders missed arm side. Lefty's going to try to bring it more towards his glove side with a 1-1 count. Kicks and delivers it home. This one's chopped on the ground. Skips over third base and is called foul as it was a close play, but it just turned into a strike instead of the out, and the count is now 1-2 in favor of Sanders over Johnson. Johnson gets another chance at the plate. What could have been an out instead is called a foul ball. And he'll step back up with a count of 1-2. Runner on first. Still trailing by 6 runs here in the bottom of the 8th as Panthers are down to their final 5 outs on Tankersley Field. Now a swing and a miss comes across as it's another put out for Caleb Sanders on the mound, the 2nd out of the inning. Both of them strikeouts so far, and that will bring up the next bat in Mac Bowie. Mac Bowie today 0 for 3. He walked his first time up and has not seen the base path since. Grounded out down the first baseline, flied out to the shortstop, and then was struck out in the 6th. New count 0-0 turns to 0-1. A foul ball is played back into the stands. So an 0-1 count. Bowie fouled away the first pitch he saw this at bat. Now fouls away the second as that one was over the outside edge of the plate. Bowie, lefty versus lefty, poked it away. Sanders able to work out in front with an 0-2 count now. So Mac Bowie gonna have to battle, trying not to be set down on strikes for the 2nd time today. Sanders comes set, checks the runner at first, kicks, delivers. That one breaks through the zone, low, skips behind to Marcus Smiley, and another runner advances as Landon Williams now stands on second base. So a 1-2 count following the wild pitch that worked away from DeMarcus Smiley. Runner in scoring position now at Landon Williams as Mac Bowie is set down on strikes. Caleb Sanders works his way through the 8th with 3 strikeouts on the board. Now we're headed to the final frame of the final game on Tankersley Field in 2025.
Hi, I'm Ollie Reed with the 100 Black Men Metropolitan Houston chapter.
And I'm Darnell Cooper with the African American Male Wellness Agency.
We're asking all men to get tested for prostate cancer by the age of 40.
Did you know that 1 in 6 black men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime?
But with early detection, 99% of those men can be cured.
Early detection saves lives. For free prostate cancer screening sites in September, go to dcfblue.org.
Now coming to the plate. Designated hitter number 5, Wilbur Espinal.
Wilbert Espinal now at the plate to start the final inning of the game. Espinal has one hit today. He's 1 for 4, has scored twice. Got on safely once due to an error. The second time had a single and worked his way to score. Now is a 2-0 count as Sevi Medrano leaves both arm side outside, and the count is 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Now a swing is offered up as a foul ball comes across, and the count is 2-1 from the bat of Wilbert Espinal. Yesterday's game, Espinal was 1 for 2. He was 3 for 4 in game number 1, as now he faces a 2-2 count here. So started off the series on fire, cooled off some yesterday. Now just has the 1 hit, but does have 2 runs scored out of his team's 14. 2-2 does not go around on the check swing as the count is 3-2. That one missing low, high score. Watching it come through over the plate. So a full count. 3-2 is left high and outside for ball number 4. And Wilbert Espinal now has a trip to first after a walk is drawn to start the inning. And that will bring up Alex Espaillat. Espaillat comes up. Espaillat. He comes up with 2 runs scored on 2 walks. Had a single in the 7th. So walked and scored, and then came up and had a single in the 7th inning alone. Also scored in the 3rd with a walk. Set down on strikes in the 1st. Grounded out in the 5th and just in the 4th inning. As now his next at bat opens with a 1-0 count in his favor. Medrano came in as the 4th arm of the game for the Panthers. Leonardo Bravo was the starter. Bo Beatty's name was called next. DeMarcus Thompson came in, and now Medrano is trying to work his way through the 9th. Has a 1-1 count with the runner on first, as the Hornets' second baseman took that one over the middle. Medrano brings the 1-1. It stays high and outside of the zone, and now the count is 2-1. Medrano here in the 9th. His team trails by 6. He's trying to keep the deficit at 6 so far as he leaves that one over the heart of the plate, but high, and the count is now 3-1 from Sevi Medrano to Alex Espaillat. Already walked 1 in the inning as it was Wilbert Espinal, the designated hitter, watching ball number 4 come across and taking the walk to first. The next pitch is swung on and missed as the delivery comes across right down Broadway for a full count. So a payoff pitch from Medrano. He checks the runner at first, sets, slide steps, delivers, foul ball on the hit and run. As now that will bring Alex Espaillat for another 3-2 count waiting for the pitch. Wilbert Espinal took off towards second, had to make his way back to first base. No outs here in the ninth. Hornets looking to extend their lead. Payoff pitch on the way. Chopper hit on the ground. Donato fields, fires to second. Allen steps on the base, makes the throw to first, and it's there in time as a good stretch from Marshall Jonas puts the second out on the board. A good turn in the middle. 6-4-3 to get 2 outs. So 2 outs on the board now as Panthers work towards the bottom half of the ninth in the final frame. Kyler McIntosh now comes up to the plate. McIntosh 1 for 5 so far today. His one hit came much earlier in the game as he was in the 3rd inning. Had an RBI and a single. Eventually was caught stealing along the base path. Now has a 1-0 count here in the ninth. McIntosh made 2 of the 3 outs in the 7th inning as he came up to hit twice. Now he gets a hit through past the outstretched glove of Donato. Works his way towards second. McIntosh slides and reaches safely, so it's a 2-out double for Kyler McIntosh as the 9th inning will continue in the top half with DeMarcus Smiley next bat up. Smiley so far today, 3 hits, 2 singles, and a double, 2 RBIs. Apologize, 3 RBIs as also had an RBI on his walk in the 7th with the bases loaded. Has only been retired a single time as it was a ground out down the first baseline. Now he faces an 0-1 count from the arm of Medrano. Medrano with an 0-1 ties up the count at 1-1. Breaking ball cuts low and outside of the zone. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs after the double play. Now a foul ball pushes the count to 1-2. Sevi Medrano 1 strike away from getting out of the inning, bringing his team up with 3 more chances to cut into that 6-run deficit that was developed in the 7th for the Hornets. One and two, breaking ball. Low and away, cuts towards the zone, does not find it. And now the count is tied, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Medrano with the 2-2, 2 outs. Off the hand, sent on the ground. Lee Allen fields it, flips to first. Marshall Jonas, a good play on the corner. Connects with his glove for the 3rd out of the inning. So we're headed to the bottom of the 9th, where the Panthers bats have 3 final tries.
At Prairie View A&M University, excellence isn't just a word, it's a way of life. For 147 years, we've been empowering generations of students to carry our rich legacy of distinction with them as they blaze trails and make a difference in communities across the world. Our high-caliber faculty and rigorous academic programs prepare scholars to challenge the status quo and push the boundaries of knowledge. Pioneers emerge here, and changemakers are bred here. Excellence lives here.
Pineapple juice, I give a sweet. I know what they like, so I just keep doing it.
Number 21.
Come the same day as Jack. You don't need Givenchy, you need Jesus. Why do y'all sleep on me? I need reasons. I got plaques in the mail peak season. Shout out to my UPS workers, making sure I receive. You can do it too. say you a superstar now, damn. I guess I am. You might be the man, well that's unless I am. Okay, I'll confess I am. Go ahead and get undressed, I am. Okay, cool, you want sunset? I'm about to slide, okay, I'm outside, okay. This lifestyle don't got many downsides. Except for the lack of time, I get brown my family. Niggas shit ain't never downsize. I got visions of my mom saying, wait, this house mine. Can't lie, I'm on Angus Cloud 9. I got him on the bandwagon now, about time. I ain't even got no downtime. Every time I speak, she say, yeah, that sounds fine. I've been a author, sexing her. And I can put you in. I can put you in. I've been a
For the Panthers. First baseman, number 26, Marshall Jonas.
Vet Martinez now on the mound for the Hornets as they search for 3 more outs to end the ball game. So he's on the mound for one final time during the regular season this year. Martinez has been a regular mainstay in the lineup as he's made 17 appearances this season, including 1 previously in this series. Played in yesterday's game, came in, allowed 1 hit, but got the 3 outs he was looking for and closed out the ball game. Martinez this year a 4.78 earned run average, 1.48 whip, 6 wins on the season, and a save to go along with it through 52 2/3 pitched. Tied for the 6th most wins in the conference coming into this series, now sits at 7th, as it was his teammate Jorhan LeBoy getting his 7th win in yesterday's ball game. Now he has a count of 2-0 to the bat of Marshall Jonas. Martinez now fires one and misses the zone again, so 3 balls and no strikes. Jonas today has 1 hit, 2 walks, and 2 RBIs. 2 RBIs and the single hit came across in the 5th. Now he has a 3-0 count for Martinez, who fires across the zone and gets the first strike of the at-bat. So a 3-1 count from Martinez to Jonas. Next pitch sent back up the middle. Isaiah Landry ranges around and makes the catch for the first out of the inning, as the Panthers now have 2 more outs to try to erase a 6-run deficit. Martinez looking for just 2 more to close the door and allow his team to walk out with the win.
Burrows.
Martinez came into the game in place of Sanders. Caleb Sanders came in, had some success slowing down the bats of the Panthers, as now it's the job of Martinez to keep them quiet for the final 2 outs of the game. Count is 1-0 now to Burrows, who is 1 for 3 so far today. Had a single early on in the 2nd, flied out in the 4th, drew a walk in the 5th, and struck out in the 7th. Burrows now plays it back up the middle. Martinez comes off the mound. Fields throws to first. The throw is an errant one, as Burrows will reach safely as he works his way across first base and earns a safe spot on the corner. So an error on the throw allows the runner on, as now there's a conversation from the coaching staff of Alabama State coming out discussing that play that was just made, as Burrows still stands on first base. Call will remain as it was on the field as runner is safe with 1 out. Mason High School now comes up to the plate. High School still 0 for on the day. As prior to his appearance, there will be a conversation between the umpires in the middle of the field with 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. Two outs on the board now as a bit of confusion on the field leads to an out. Eventually deciding to say that Michael Burrows was out on the play as he had the swinging bunt back towards the pitcher Martinez. Now the Panthers have 1 more out to work with to continue their season. Mason High School at the plate does not have a hit so far today and is looking for a timely one here in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs. High School now sends one on the ground. McIntosh works towards his right, makes the throw across the field in time for the out and the sweep. Alabama State closes out the season with 1 final win. They advance to 29-27 on the season, 21-9 in the SWAC, as game 1 went in their favor 10-9, game 2 11-0. They also find the win column here in game 3 off of a big 7th inning where they scored 8 runs to push themselves to the victory. I'm Cade Hack saying so long from Prairie View, Texas, where the final score is 14-8 in favor of Alabama State. This has been a presentation of